All right. Well, it seems like Dayton's taking a little while with his laundry, so we're going to go on and continue without him. Hello and welcome again to another episode of the Hold On Guys podcast. I'm your host Roy of Royseph Streams. You can find my information by typing Royseph Streams into any major social media outlet such as Linktree, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. Today, I'm joined by three guests: John, who many of you know already.
Hello.
Additionally, we have two new guests today: Schuyler and Jasmine. Would you both like to introduce yourself to the listeners? Perhaps tell everyone who you are, what you enjoy, etc.
Ladies first.
I am Jasmine. Things that I enjoy. Mostly socializing, talking. I like a good winery and I love a good book.
Cool. Schuyler?
Yeah, things I enjoy. I'm really big into movies, so I've got the Regal Unlimited. I'm always at the movie theater whenever I'm not working, and currently trying to teach myself how to make films and also animate things with Blender. So yeah.
Very cool, guys. All right, so normally I would throw it to the guests and ask, like, how everyone week has been going. But there's something that I found out recently that I have to share. I feel compelled to share. Excuse me, compelled to share with everyone. So, is everyone familiar with the YouTube guy Binging with Babish, like his whole cooking show?
Yes.
No.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
at least I'm aware of it.
phenomenal guy. Just like he seems like a really cool dude in general, but he had a rank. He does rankings of different stuff, and the most recent episode was Pop Tarts, and he was ranking different types of Pop Tarts, which I'm all for. But he was ranking unfrosted cinnamon Pop Tarts, which I didn't know existed,
That
and
sounds amazing.
it's
Mm,
who
mm-mm.
psychopath would choose unfrosted cinnamon Pop Tarts over the frosted cinnamon Pop Tarts?
That feels like it should be a screening for Psychosis to be like,
Exactly.
okay.
That's my point. Okay, glad. I'm glad we're on the same team on this one, Jazz. Schuyler, it seems like you have some differentiating opinions.
Yeah, honestly, like I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I know it's a little weird, but sometimes you
Mhm.
don't want the extra sugar. Sometimes you want just like a little bit of what's inside, and then you just chill with something else. You know.
So
You guys,
it's
but
interesting you
not
say it
minding
that
it
way.
is different than actively choosing it.
So it's interesting you said that because there was 1 gram more sugar in the unfrosted one than there was in the frosted one.
No way. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Okay. Never mind. Take him away. That is
Which,
insane.
like, I get it. In that respect, I would totally understand, except it wasn't. And I was blown away by that fact. And so
Is this like a, recycling often doesn't end up getting recycled type of level of inception in your brain?
yes, exactly. It's
All
just
right.
like, well, why do this if there's going to be, if you still cost, an extra gram of sugar to eat the less fun Pop-Tart?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. So now I have to know, what's everyone's favorite Pop-Tart?
S'mores.
Yes.
Mm,
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. That. But if I had to pick a different flavor, it'd probably be the maple and brown sugar one. I really like that one.
Ooh, okay. All right. My first instinct is s'mores as well, so I'm glad we're all team s'mores. Um,
So
there was another one out there, but I can't think of the flavor. What's up, John?
I'm led to understand that there is a chocolate chip cookie dough Pop-Tart.
Yes, that's the one.
I have never tried this, and I am a fiend for cookie dough. So,
Mhm.
my question is, for those who have tried it, how
Mhm.
is it? Because that would be my answer if I probably had tried it before.
All right, so you have to have it warmed up, okay?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like and then when it gets warm, so when you have a cookie that's like 3 minutes out of the oven and the like ooey gooey in the middle, that's
Yes.
what the chocolate chip cookie Pop-Tart tastes like.
Okay,
And
well
it has that
that's
same kind of texture, and it's just chef's kiss good. But if we're just going like,
Okay.
untoasted, then s'mores wins right out,
S'mores
like out of the
definitely
bag.
wins by that.
Boom. Yeah.
I, what do you consider a Pop-Tart as a food? Is it a
Hmm.
dessert ravioli? Is it a
Dessert
strange
so what?
crepe? What is the Pop-Tart?
I think it is literally a tart by definition. It has a crust, right? And then it has a filling to that crust. It is by definition
Okay.
a pastry level tart. It is most definitely not a dessert pasta.
Okay.
Well, could
See,
it just be like
may I may I
go
inject a
on.
reason why maybe that's where my brain went? Because
Hmm.
as a St. Louisan, we have a certain food staple,
Oh God.
the toasted ravioli. Uh, it is it is acceptable. I won't say that it's good, but it is acceptable. Um, and I know that Washington D.C., their specialty food that people talk about is they have very specific homemade, I guess, tarts, but I always consider them just Pop Tarts of any kind. I do not have an English food background, so can you explain, like, what is an ideal tart, and where does that come from? Because I have to say I am food
Traditional
illiterate on
tart is
this.
like a small pie, and it usually has like a shortbread kind of cookie
Mhm.
base, and then it has some sort of filling. I mean, I guess you can change the cookie base. You can make it more of a
Sure.
ginger snapper, etc. But like,
Mm.
yeah.
Okay. Uh,
But because I have family who lives in DC, and I have
mhm.
like an uncle who specializes in Italian cooking. Like, I know a
Oh.
ravioli, and I went
Sure.
to school in Missouri. I know a toasted ravioli, and in fact, I've
Yes.
made my own chocolate dessert pasta. But a Pop Tart is just not in that class.
That that's totally fine. My ignorance is on display for all to see. Uh, Normal behavior for me. But what I guess what is the best tart filling then outside of the Pop Tart world in your mind?
Ooh, like a key lime or a lemony. Like an ideal tart should be like
Mm.
it's a small
Like a
pie, right? So
lemon
it's like a
cream
Mhm.
tart.
yes, it's like a small
Okay.
thing that you have in the summertime sitting out in like 75 degrees and sunny with an Aperol spritz and you have a sprig
Mm,
of mint
Mm.
on top. Or like you could be sitting by a fountain in Italy having like a nice like something crisp, lemony, limey,
sure.
refreshing.
Could this also be a refreshing finish to a breakfast tea in an English setting?
Yes.
Okay. See,
Yes.
now I have been to a tea room and have had a proper English breakfast kind of your three servings, the little sandwiches, followed by I guess they were tarts that I had. Now lemon
Hold
cream.
on, guys. Hold on, guys.
Oh,
Hold on, guys. I'm about to lose some friends here. Maybe. How do we feel about chocolate and mint?
I love it. Oh
great
yeah,
Ugh,
combo.
100%.
Oh,
no.
hell no.
Okay.
No, no,
What?
no, no.
No
Absolutely
Andes
not.
Why
mints?
would you ruin
No.
chocolate with mint? Why the
Exactly.
hell
It
would you do that?
accentuates it. Mint
No.
chocolate chip ice cream is
Oh God.
elite.
Hmm.
It is
Hmm.
Like
elite.
if
It
you were
should
to
be
put
illegal.
chocolate in
It's
your toothpaste,
disgusting.
why would you do
Illegal.
that?
Exactly. Yes,
Whoa.
yes. Thank
Hold
you. Thank you.
on.
Thank
These are
you.
some fighting words here. This is like one of my favorite flavors of ice cream. It's like chocolate and then mint chocolate chip and then Rocky Road. God, am I an old man?
That's
You
because your
are,
Yes.
taste buds
but
are
Yeah.
deeply
also
Mhm.
confused.
I believe that as someone who has some friends who are Ukrainian and know just how much mint goes into their food, I think this might be a bit of anti-Ukrainian discrimination. I'm sorry, but
Ooh.
mint is delightful on all
Uh,
sorts of things.
I
Oh,
love mint,
it's
but mint does
definitely
not
mint. It's
belong with
great.
chocolate.
Correct.
I just don't agree with that sentiment.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic
I think it
together.
makes for a wonderful
So we can't go to
contrast.
either of your houses for Thanksgiving. It's me and
I
Roy.
Yeah. Hmm.
Well, we're not serving mint chocolate chip ice cream on Thanksgiving. We got
Good.
other desserts for that. We got to go traditional apple pie, pumpkin pie.
all
There's
right.
no room for mint
Pecan
chocolate chip
pie.
during Thanksgiving.
Pecan pie
Pecan
for
pie
sure.
is S
Yeah,
Absolutely.
tier.
pecan pie.
But
Give
Yeah.
me
hold on,
diabetes.
guys. I guess then my question following up on that is, what is everyone's favorite chocolate flavor combination? Chocolate plus one other
Oh,
discrete flavor. What is the
Peanut
best
butter.
combo?
shit.
Hold on, guys. Have you ever had the chocolate bars specifically from Walmart that have the cookie butter inside of them?
Mm, okay,
No.
that is a
Cookie butter
strong
What?
choice.
try it. Try it. And they
Ooh.
have a key lime one too. Mm.
Mm.
Okay,
See, I'm torn. I'm at like a tie with like a very close third. The tie being chocolate caramel and chocolate peanut butter, with the
Sure.
very close third being chocolate and coffee.
I am
Ooh.
gonna
Yeah.
step out just a little bit. Maybe you'll step out onto the veranda
Hmm.
with me.
Okay.
If not, it's fine. It's a beautiful day, though. I personally think that chocolate hazelnut is king. There,
Mm.
there,
It's pretty good.
Oh, that's
there's
so good
nothing that can be
too.
beaten. I just I can full on embrace girl dinner and just have Nutella and anything, and I'm very happy.
That is a
Hold
fair
on, guys.
point.
That
Skylar,
is
do
a
you
fair
remember
point.
me in high school when I would come to school with just Nutella for lunch?
Yes.
What? Just
Yes.
a jar of Nutella?
Yeah.
Literally.
You
Yeah,
would eat a lot of
like a
Nutella,
queen, incredible,
Yes. Nutella is
just
amazing.
stunting on the other kids.
Oh God. So then, would it be like
I knew it was
chocolate with
rusted.
any type of nut as like a category, or nut butter, and then other things? Because I mean, like, because chocolate peanut butter, chocolate hazelnut, I mean, like, really kind of any chocolate nut,
Chocolate almond,
honestly.
chocolate cashew,
Yeah,
Yeah.
chocolate
that's
peanut. You really
Yeah,
can't
Yeah.
go
that's fair.
wrong.
Because
I
you get
guess
that
as a
sweet, salty,
subset,
sweet.
like if we
Yeah.
want to go specificity,
Mhm.
I think hazelnut is the best combo, but I will agree
Mhm.
that just peanut or nut plus chocolate is delightful. Also,
Mhm.
I'm sorry that I've said nut so many times.
Yeah, it's getting it's kind of nutty. um,
Oh.
okay, and then I'll just quietly see myself out.
Yeah, of course.
Only took 3 episodes to get there.
So I think we're all in agreement that chocolate hazelnut is delicious.
Oh God, no. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to.
Oh,
I'm gonna jump off the veranda. I am not a Nutella fan.
okay.
Like I've
Have you
had
had
it
a Nutella
before.
Taylor,
Tough
are you
Mudder
a
though?
Who
Like,
Ferrero
hurt you?
Rocher fan?
um, I've had it before, and it's good. I just don't understand why people go bonkers over it. It's just hazelnuts. That's it.
But how often do you have hazelnuts in life? I mean, for me,
that's a
it's
good
a pretty
question.
rare flavor.
Mhm.
And for it to be so implemented in this one delightful pairing, I may not
Hold on,
have
guys. Can
hazelnuts
we
That
for
is
a
ask
true.
year.
why hazelnut is a rare flavor? I mean, it's a tree that grows in America. Like you
It's
could
true.
grow your own hazel. You could. It only
Mm.
takes 2 years for them to start to nut, and then you can collect them off the fruit. Like,
That
2 years to
Why do you
nut
not more
sounds like
common
I
my.
was
this?
just about to say, why did you choose that phrasing?
Oh, she knew what she was doing. Go on. Right.
God.
2 years to nut. Go on ahead.
But my point is that, like, it should be a more common flavor that we have if it's a thing that
Agreed.
we can grow here, right? Like,
All right, I
question.
looked at Google said that disease and pest issues, like it's grown in major producing regions like Turkey. There's a high cost and labor challenge and a relatively low consumer demand. So while the 4 of us may like hazelnuts, most other people don't.
Is this a similar problem to why isn't pistachio more widely regarded as a delightful ice cream flavor?
Oh,
It is.
pistachio
It's
is
Pistachio
so
is a great
good.
ice
fantastic.
cream flavor.
I I was the one lone child screaming in the darkness. You're correct, character from Hey Arnold. Pistachio is delicious. I don't remember which character it was, but they went to the ice cream man and they got the pistachio and everyone made fun of them. And I shed a single tear in solidarity with my animated bro who also accepts that pistachio is delightful.
It was we when we got married, we had a pistachio cake from the Italian bakery that the Italian restaurant that catered it, and it was fucking phenomenal. And like too much, so much so that I bought a bottle of pistachio cream for the
Mm.
bartender, and the bartender was like inventing drinks with the pistachio cream,
Huh.
and it was delightful.
I
I
bet
had
he
my
just did a
first drink recently with
grasshopper
pistachio
pistachio
cream, and it
cream.
was so incredibly good.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
So this is clearly like the episode where none of us ate dinner before we got on. So if we're gonna continue in this frame, hold on, guys. when it comes to desserts, we
Mm.
mentioned tarts, we mentioned
Mhm.
Pop-Tarts,
Mhm.
we've
Mhm.
mentioned ice cream.
Jazz mentioned a chocolate dessert pasta that I really wanted to go back to.
I'm fascinated by that too, but I did want to
Yeah.
ask, generally, what's your favorite dessert? Just not
Ooh.
like a specific flavor,
Ooh.
just,
Mhm.
you know, dinner's finished, you got some time, it's already prepared. What would you have?
Mm.
Oof. I
My
love ice
first,
cream.
yeah, ice cream, like, and it's so like immediately accessible. You just pop,
Right.
spoon,
Yeah.
done. Um, if I don't have ice cream available, or if I have made cookies, then it's my cookies for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely a cookie and ice cream fiend, but
Hmm.
I gotta say, I have turned around now that I've started making my own pies. Um,
Ooh.
a a nicely made pie, and especially like a cold pie, like your since the key lime has been mentioned already, delightful.
Yes.
Um,
Mm.
Mm.
I love to
Peanut butter
just
silk
take
pie.
a graham cracker crust, whatever pudding I am obsessed with at the
Mm.
time, usually
Mm.
tapioca or chocolate, and just make a dessert pie with that and some heavy whipping cream, and then
Nice.
maybe add some flavors in there to give it a little more robust. But I just love a nice dessert pie.
I will agree, and I love baking. I love making stuff
Mhm.
myself. I love cooking for other people. I like baking for other people. I cannot stand making pie crust. It
Yeah.
is such a pain in the neck, and
Really? I love making pie
well,
crust.
it's extremely dependent upon like the humidity and the air
Mm.
quality. Because if you're in a very like a subtropical climate, you have so much humidity in the air. Well, so much water in the air, and the humidity,
Mm.
your pie crust is going to be very wet. So you have to like adjust and change, and it's just a pain in the balls. So, like, I typically do not make pie crusts. I wish I had more
Where are
patience.
you that you're making pie in an outside kitchen?
Well, it doesn't matter if it's still it's humid. If it's humid, it's going to be humid inside the house. I don't have a dehumidifier in the house.
Mm.
Mm.
I mean, I having lived in Florida, I did invest in a dehumidifier.
Right.
It
Yeah, they do help.
I will say though, I'm with you on just
Yeah.
the I am never sure what the right amount of time defrosting phyllo dough is,
Ugh.
and getting a
Ugh.
good pie crust out of it.
Hmm.
Maybe
Hmm.
it's just a sign that I need to stop using pre-made phyllo dough. But I will say the making of the crust is always the most I don't know. The
Laborious.
most annoying part of it, which is also part of why I like so many of the dessert pies that are just like
Hmm.
essentially a cobbler filling when you do like a
Yep.
chocolate pudding pie or something like that,
Mhm.
or a key lime pie, which Jasmine is the resident seeming just expert. With a, a, a key lime pie that does not have a top, why would it not be considered a cobbler, or are we just saying it wrong?
I think a cobbler is just a subtype of pie.
Mhm. Which usually it's a fruit pie that is missing a crust over the top,
Also,
correct?
a cobbler doesn't really. Do cobblers have edge? Like, are they made in the traditional circular pan? Because I picture a cobbler
Dutch
as like a
oven usually.
square sheet that doesn't have like
Same.
edges.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
like a lasagna pan.
Yeah,
Okay.
so a cobbler doesn't have it has a structured bottom, but it doesn't have a structured
Okay.
edge like a traditional pie that has a structured
So the
edge.
edge is the important thing then, not the topping, but the edge.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't need a
Doesn't a
top, but
cobbler
you
have a
do need
different
some
type of top
edges.
too? Like, isn't a cobbler like a biscuit top, and then
Yeah,
like a
it can
pie?
be.
You can
Yeah.
definitely
Can
put
be.
you can put stuff over the top to essentially kind of broil the top over and have
Like a crumble.
yeah, yeah, which
Okay.
is part of what makes a cobbler really delicious when it's done right, but I don't think that's necessary. Um, well, then I guess I'll ask: are people pro cobbler or pro pie? If you had to pick one of the two,
Oh,
Oh
pie over
man,
cobbler for me.
if it tastes good, who gives a shit?
fair.
Like, yeah, as long as it's
Pie.
not mint
Pie.
chocolate, like I'm good with whatever. Um, On that note, though, there are like a lot of fruit that mint goes well with. So I would be okay
Fruit.
with like fruit. Yeah. I'm pretty sure like raspberries,
Strawberry and mint is
strawberries.
great.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yep.
absolutely. Yeah. I don't know if I'd want it in my pie, but like
Blackberry.
blackberry. Yeah. Ooh, that would be
Maybe
good
like
too.
in the whip, you know?
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
feel like a
As a
blackberry
topping.
mint
Mm.
pie I would enjoy that. I don't know
Ooh.
if guests would,
Ooh,
but I
that
would.
sounds so good. Can I come to your house for that?
Yeah. Really.
If you find yourself in St. Louis, sure.
Blackberry mint pie.
Yeah, I tell you what, I didn't realize that blueberry tapioca is a very common uh, pie combo, but I was just making a pie for a game night and stumbled upon that, and
It,
it really is delightful.
blueberry tapioca?
Yeah,
Never heard of that.
Me
uh,
neither.
gives it some nice creaminess that I really enjoy. Um,
Mm.
okay, if we're just all food all the time today, hold on,
Oh yeah, I
guys.
think so.
Uh, have you all had boba tea before?
Oh yeah.
Of course,
Sure.
we all live in America.
Yeah.
This
I
is
mean,
true.
and Bubba shops are popping up everywhere around here,
It's,
especially.
I am
I
here
don't
in,
like
in
the
the
bubbles, though.
heartland, here in Missouri, and it
Sure.
seems like we're mostly late to all of these food trends that the rest of the country experiences first. And I have a lot of coworkers who either don't like boba or do not specifically like fill-ins with their boba.
Mm.
That's me.
I reject that
I don't
outright.
like
I
that.
love it. I recently had a dragon fruit lychee fill-in that was
Ooh,
so good.
Is that how you
Uh,
say that?
Yeah, I've always been
lychee?
saying lychee. Is that how you say
I've
it?
Yeah,
always heard
no,
I.
it's
lychee.
lychee.
Is lychee? Oh,
It's
well, you learn
lychee.
something new every day. I'm
Cool.
gonna. I
You
can
know what?
put this.
We need to we need to have a list of the words in this podcast that we're unsure
all
of
right.
the pronunciation, because this is the second time this subject has come up on something.
All
I
right,
think I
here,
said
here, here.
ephemeral or ephemeral.
Words.
But
Well, we have a doctor.
Also, pronunciation is based technically off of like the
yeah,
dialect of who's saying
yeah,
it, right? So I say lychee because like when I was in Colombia and people by the equator where they grow it, that's how they say it, right? They don't
sure.
say lychee. But if you're saying it with an American accent and American dialect, it could be fair that according to our pronunciation rules,
Yes.
it could be lychee, right?
Vowels
Say
that
it
exist
right
in
though.
other languages that don't fully exist in ours.
Although I do think that the E's modify the Y in that, and that even in American pronunciation, it would be lychee.
Okay.
So does that mean I'm pretty sure now I can put this podcast under the educational category now because we're teaching people on how to say stuff?
Hey, we got a doctor in the house, so
Yeah.
Doctor does not mean I know. It's not a PhD in English.
Oh, I can
well,
put this under the medical category then.
yeah. Move over, sawbones. I was going to ask though, what is everyone's
Yeah.
favorite fill-ins with boba tea? And Schuyler, you said that you're not a fan of the fill-ins. Uh, that's fine. Do you mind explaining why?
I personally don't. I don't like that they oftentimes get stuck in the straw and they're just like hard to. It's hard to drink around it, and then they already put like a majority of the drink is like half ice to begin with, so it's
Mm.
like I don't need any more fill-ins. Like, just give me my drink, and I like the flavor of what I'm drinking. I don't need extra stuff. And I also like I'm trying to limit all of like the fake sugars and all
Okay.
of the weird foreign stuff that I don't know what's made out of, and I'm already kind of taking a treat with the boba as it is, so I don't really want
Can
to take it
you
too far.
can you give an example of a fill-in? Because I thought it was just the boba and that was the end of that.
Oh,
Yeah, but
so
there's like different flavors of them. There's like the regular tapioca, and then they have
Uh-huh.
like the dragon fruit ones and a bunch of different fruit flavored ones. And
Oh,
Essentially,
They have
they're
like
little.
the clear boba that's not tapioca based. It's like
yeah,
a juice filled pocket, so to
oh
yeah,
speak.
yeah, that's not
yeah.
boba. I thought that was boba.
No, boba is the traditional tapioca balls by definition.
Oh, the balls that don't
So
burst in your mouth.
Which is why
no,
some places
Gotcha.
will just say fill-ins instead.
correct.
Oh,
But
Now, that being said, I do
Fill-ins is
heavily
a
mess with some like freeze dried dragon fruit or like mango or something. Like, put that in there. Absolutely, that's cool.
okay,
I mean, if you're
So
trying
like,
to avoid unnecessary sugar, you should pick freeze-dried dragon fruit over mango. On the
Oh,
fructose
really?
content, mango is going to be a lot higher than your dragon fruit. Dragon fruit's like mostly water. It's like a less sweet kiwi.
Okay.
okay, cool.
Hold on, guys. Podcast is not endorsed by any medical entity.
Well, I am myself very. I like the traditional when it comes to boba. I like that tapioca pearl. I have always liked tapioca as a flavor, so that's kind of my favorite. But lychee or lychee, regardless of pronunciation, I also that's probably my second favorite. It's such a nice pop of sweetness to go along with like. A I don't know. I think it's an elite flavor.
I
I
haven't
do
had
quite
enough
like
of it to
lychee.
really like have like a favorite.
Okay.
I just like whenever I go with someone, like, what are you getting? Like, I'm getting this. All right, cool. I'll get that. Like this is what flavor is it? All right, cool. Sounds good. Like, and that's really the extent of my boba thing.
Okay, follow up for you.
Yes.
Hold on, guys. Um,
Mm,
because I know Roy is a bit of
yeah.
a alcohol connoisseur.
Yeah.
Have you ever had? I tried a thing recently where it was a
Uh,
pear lychee sake, and it was
Mm.
to die for. So I'm
pear
wondering, like, have you
lychee
ever tried
sake.
lychee in like an alcohol or a liqueur? Because I really
Yes.
feel like that would have a different level of appreciation, you know?
So I've had soju before, which is Japanese and or I think Korean. They're different. Like it's the same letters. I'm sure they're pronounced differently, and I know that the alcohol quantity and how they're made are different, but it's still quote unquote soju. And the ones that I've had have not been like strawberry or blueberry. They've been more we'll call Eastern type flavors, lychee, pear. I feel like I've had like a like was is it plum or
Ooh, that sounds like it'd be
Mm.
good.
one of it's it I can't. Oh, Japanese plum. I think I've had Japanese plum.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
yeah, those are delightful. They're made. They're obviously made in a different country, and so there are different processes for them. And um, I'm sure everyone here that's been to a different country and has had anything in a different country, it tastes wildly different and better because there's less crap in whatever they're
Don't
putting
get
in
me
there,
Usually
started,
so.
bro.
and like it's been really really good. So to answer your question, I don't think I don't remember like a lychee specific thing, but yes, I have had stuff like it and it is delicious. But wherever you got that thing, please send it to me so I can have it.
Deal.
I've had a plum sake before, which was rather great.
Mm.
But that's the only flavored uh, wine that I've had of that type. Missouri has a lot of dessert wines, fruit
Ooh.
wines. Um,
Ice wine?
John,
yes.
I,
Nice.
as somebody who started my drinking life in Missouri, I'm going to put out there Missouri has incredibly angry grapes. Okay.
Hmm.
Your wine is terror. I need you to leave. I need you to leave Missouri. I need you to experience non Missouri wines. The
Well,
wine there is awful.
I'll say this:
Jasmine,
a proper Norton. I like a dry red, a big dry red. I do like Nortons from here. Um, I will agree with you on the angry wines because compared to every other wine I've had, it does seem like something about the tannin levels gives everyone a headache if they're
It's
doing
the
Missouri
soil. It's
wines.
something that is in the soil that I really feel like makes the grapes
I mean, we
incredibly
did bury a
angry, whether they're
whole lot of
organic or
nuclear
not
material from
organic.
the Manhattan Project in our state, so that could very well be.
Y-
Might be all the nukes we
Yeah.
have in our limestone caverns. I think we have the most of the tactical ICBMs in the U.S. outside of NORAD.
So maybe
Props
the
to
wine is
Missouri.
radioactive.
That's what I'm saying. Have you considered, though, that perhaps Missouri wine is how one of us gets superpowers and changes the world for the better? That's what I'm drinking to tonight.
So maybe I could be a combination of Zendaya and Tom Holland from Spider-Man. That's what I'm getting.
Yes, you can be both of them,
Mm.
but specifically them in that lip sync competition where Tom Holland kills it with an umbrella.
Wasn't
Oh,
there a
he's
Spider
so
Mary Jane
great.
at one point?
Wasn't there what? I'm sorry.
say that again.
I know there was a Spider Gwen, but was there ever a Spider Mary Jane?
Yes, there has been in the comics. There's been everything in the comics because everything's been done and there's nothing new.
Has there been an Aunt May Spider Man?
Yes,
Yes.
Has there
That's
really?
that's Into the Spider-Verse. There's one.
Get
Not,
the fuck out
not,
of here!
not Into the Spider-Verse the film, but the Spider-Verse event. There is an Aunt May who
No.
becomes Spider-Man after her Uncle Ben dies. Yes, it
What?
it exists.
Wow.
Yeah, truly.
Wow.
Yep.
I just got
Real quick,
goosebumps.
before we get off topic of the alcohol, I wanted to chime in here and well, my recent trip to Barcelona, I fell in love with vermouth, and I'm not
Ooh.
really a big wine
Okay.
drinker or drinker in general, but I tell you what, I love it so much that I'm actually considering making it from scratch for the Howl of Scream trip that I'm taking at the end of the month,
Ooh.
and because we're having like a big party with a bunch of people. Roy knows about it.
Yeah.
Jasmine,
Okay,
have you ever
Schuyler,
done
if you're
the?
making your own vermouth, I want some of that, as I have to send Roy the sake. We need like an
Yeah.
alcohol shipping train.
Oh my god, it's not technically legal to do that.
Not technically.
You, you
Yeah,
know,
because
you
I
can
had
ship
somebody
you
Hold on,
can
guys.
ship alcohol to
Podcast not
people.
doing illegal stuff.
And now a sponsor from Drizzly.
Yeah.
No,
But no,
You can
or
ship
Go
wine
Puff.
to
I think
people.
they
Like,
do.
why can't you ship other things to people? Why
I
can't
think
you?
you need like a license to do it. It's
Uh-huh.
like one of those things
It's
where you have
across
to be
state lines.
certified. Yeah.
They
I've
repealed
done it for.
Prohibition. They didn't repeal a lot of weird regulations that happened during Prohibition.
But you can do it for
Anyway.
wine. You just can't do it for anything else.
Oh.
I'm not
Look,
entirely
technically, I
sure
think
what
you
the
can physically
laws
do it,
are.
but like it's not really condoned. Like I'm sure you can send anything through the
For
USPS if you don't tell them what it is, but
yes,
I don't know how legal it would be.
because there are a lot of taxes, specifically, like essentially import taxes, even between states sometimes with alcohol. Not basically, if it comes from another state, they can be subject to different regulation. So I know working at a beer company myself, because every state has their own local, municipal, and state regulations. There's a lot of weird stuff when it comes to shipping things between states, which is also why usually there aren't many distribution companies that will go across state lines. They stick to one state usually, and only stay within those borders, which causes a lot of problems, honestly, because it doesn't always make sense for some of these companies not to want to go right across the river to another large city, but they can.
Well,
Or
it's
at least
also
it's very
complicated
expensive.
with like marijuana laws because I know
Yes.
like in Minnesota they have alcohols that have THC in them as well, like in their, liquor stores and stuff like that.
Calling it right
But
here. If
Wisconsin is
Anheuser-Busch,
very against that.
mhm. And if Anheuser-Busch does not somehow get a copyright on the This Buds for You for weed alcohol, I swear to God,
Oh,
the
wow.
greatest mismanagement of a company that's ever existed. Anyhow,
I will agree with you on that one.
Aren't
what
they owned by a Belgian company now? They got some good guys in their PR department. I think they
we
will.
just needed to be taken off the scheduled list, y'all. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. We just we you know free us from these
Everything.
burdensome regulations. Oh, Donald Trump.
Oh.
Yeah. Good luck.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, he's for raising taxes clearly with this whole big beautiful bill. So if you could tax marijuana, that would make a lot of money.
You know what, Donald Trump? This is my personal appeal.
Uh-huh.
Legalize it, my guy. I know you don't take it, but legalize it, and then we can tax the fuck out of it and have rural hospitals again. Wouldn't that be nice?
Ooh.
That would be nice.
That was a bar. Okay.
As a musician, every once in a while, I do have a bar or two.
I'm
and
lost
just
here.
ruin that.
What's a bar? What are
Oh,
you talking
a
about?
bar of music is a measure of music.
Oh, duh.
And the
But
way
it's
she
also
said was
used
like,
in like rap culture where it's like if you say
Yes.
something like prophetic, you're like it's a bar. So like I was out
Not
somewhere
Okay.
speech. That is straight up
friends
music
and
or
I was
poetry.
like, I got one fuck per person, so don't fuck it up because I can't reimburse it. And somebody was like, that's a bar. And I was
That's
like,
cool.
yeah, that's true.
I'm a polyamorous person. I was around folks and once said, I think of it less of loving in quantities and more in loving in qualities. And they all just went like, whoa. I was like, God damn it. I hate aphorisms, but they work so well on people.
When you said I'm a polyamorous person, I thought you were about to start another bar. And I got really excited, and then it just turned into a story. And not that the story was bad, but I was a little disappointed that
But
it
you were
wasn't a
waiting
bar.
for rapping on the
I was waiting for
podcast.
rapping, yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Or at least, at the very
well.
least, like William Shatner-esque, quote unquote, singing.
A la
Yeah.
that Ben Folds album that he did.
what?
Ben Folds. Hold on, guys.
Oh,
Ben Folds. Have you all heard of this musician?
No.
Yeah, Ben Folds
I know
5.
his
He was
name.
a
Ben Folds
judge on the
5.
Sing Off, that show where everybody did a cappella. Yeah, he was cool.
He also had a
Yeah.
university a cappella album where he specifically did two that were with some a cappella groups. I think one was like University of San Diego. I don't remember them all, but basically greatest hits of all of his songs, but done by university a cappellas with two that he arranged himself with a couple of choirs. Anyhow,
Nice.
Ben Folds, for whatever reason, had a collaboration with Weird Al Yankovic where he played the piano on Why Does This Always Happen to Me? And I think that is because he worked for the same label on that William Shatner worked on for his pop album that he wanted to do, which is called Fear of Pop, by the way. William Shatner then had Ben Folds be basically the person who set music and just did basically all the musical work of putting together that album, Fear of Pop, and is most of the piano instrumentals. I think he also might play the drums and guitar on it too, because that was the time period right after he released his first solo album, and he played a lot of the instruments on it. So he was really at the height of his fuck it, I'll do it all. And it is somehow a decent experience to listen to William Shatner not quite yet have a stroke on an recording.
In a similar vein, does everyone know who the voice actor H. John Benjamin is?
Of course.
Also, no.
Yeah.
There's so many things I don't know.
Have you seen Archer?
No, I have not ever watched a single episode of Archer.
Have you ever watched Bob's Burgers?
Oh, he's the dude that's Bob in Bob's Burgers.
He's Bob. Yeah, exactly. So H. John Benjamin recorded a jazz album with a jazz band. And H. John Benjamin does not know how to play the piano. And he played the piano the entire time during this recording of the jazz album. And furthermore,
it's on video.
The band. Oh, I haven't seen the. Oh,
there's video, and there are musicians who are angry, and it's incredible.
The musicians backing him did not know that he didn't know how to play the piano, so he's there just kind of like plinking at the notes, and the entire band is like, "What the fuck is going on?" the entire time, and it is absolutely amazing in every sense of the word. If you ever want to feel good about yourself, just listen to the quote-unquote music.
It's a transcendental act of comedy, in my opinion. He actually did go on to a program that is mainly run by Sam Cedar called The Majority Report. And actually, that's where I saw the video of it. But yes, the idea was he was going to record a second album 10 years later after having learned to play the piano. As like a learning experience and kind of like I don't know, hey, look at the growth that exists. But then he recorded it, and I don't think he ever practiced between. So he's done a second album. I don't know if it's out, but he did talk about it. Yeah.
Anyway, Schuyler, You mentioned you were going to make your own vermouth, and then we kind of
Oh
went away
yes.
with that.
Oh no, yeah. What's up? So I'm trying to decide if I want to make it from scratch or if I want to just kind of buy some bottles. But the problem is,
Hmm.
it's hard to get Spanish vermouth in
Hmm.
that's actually like reliable and good and sweet because all the stuff that they have is kind of dry. I've checked all the stores in my area.
Yeah.
And I'm looking online, and I do actually have a relationship with a supplier at my job. So
Nice.
I mean, I could get some, but not before because we're actually closing for vacation here in like a week or so. So
Gotcha.
not before I actually go up to the event and do it myself. So that's why I'm thinking of probably making it from scratch.
Hmm.
But also because I'm doing like a film project for my class right now,
Hmm.
and I'm going to use that process as kind of the subject for what I'm making. It's kind of a not so still life, and I want to take like basically take like common still life, like what you would see in a still life painting, and I would take those as like establishing shots and then like play around with the scene from there, for like a bunch of different things while making vermouth for the party and everything like that. So that's kind of
Nice.
my intention with that. But yeah,
That's cool.
it's if I make it myself, it's gonna be I'm gonna have to make it like a week before the actual
Hmm.
party, um, because it has to like it has to age and
Right.
settle and get primed up because you have to put it with a bunch of botanicals in there and you're basically mixing red or white wine
Hmm.
with a spirit of your choice, and then you put like basically the key ingredient is wormwood,
Mm.
Oh,
and
okay.
then like a bunch of yeah like or whatever the modern day like relative of that herb is. I don't know if we actually have wormwood anymore.
I thought
um,
we weren't allowed to get it. Like the United States wasn't allowed to import it.
I think that's why in America we
Yeah.
use something else. It's something very close to it, but it's not actually wormwood. But yeah, so that's like it's like a whole process, and you have to like basically boil it up and
Hmm.
you know let it sit in your fridge for a week, and
Hmm.
so it's gonna be fun and it's gonna
Yeah,
be an interesting
Wormwood
time.
is illegal in the United States.
I
I'm
thought
not
so.
sure. I know that the component in absinthe is illegal here, right?
It
But I
says
don't
it's
know if
Oh,
not
that's
like AI
oh,
says it's naturalized in Canada and the United States.
hmm.
So
Interesting. Legalized in 2007.
Ah. Okay.
Interesting.
nice.
Um, I had a question about your vermouth. How do you like to drink your vermouth? Because as a previous bartender, the only time I ever think of vermouth is basically with a martini or other
Yes.
cocktails. Do you like it by itself?
Okay, so the thing in Spain, their
Hmm.
vermouth is different. So like
Okay.
it's not like something that you put into a cocktail. It's like a fortified wine, right? And
Okay.
so you drink it by itself with with ice, like some olives and like an orange slice. And some places will like put a little bit of gin in there to make it a little extra strong. None of the
Okay.
places I went really did that, but that is known in some areas of Spain. And yeah, so it's a totally different type of vermouth. They know that it's not being used as a mixer or something to be put in with other drinks,
Hmm.
and so they kind of get wacky with the flavor combinations. And kind of every shop, every like cafe, every restaurant in Barcelona, particularly where I was. Um, they all have their own special like recipe with different
I
herbal
see.
blends and stuff like that, and they guard it with their life, and so it's really kind of cool. No
Yeah,
place you go is gonna have the same vermouth, and it's all delicious, man. It's so good.
that sounds dope. Um, I have always liked fortified wines. When I was starting to drink as a baby drinker, uh, I, like so many aging British men, decided on port. And
Mm.
I don't really drink many fortified wines anymore. I'm basically a teetotaler at this point in life. But I really like a fortified sort of dessert style wine every once in a while. My tastes are in the extreme. When I'm having like a red wine for dinner or just to have, it's like a Tempranillo or a Malbec or a Norton, something that's going to be a heavy red.
Hmm.
But man, do I like I like the weird spirits sometimes on their own rather than as a compliment in a cocktail.
Have you had
Okay.
Brennivin?
No.
While we're talking about country-specific liquor or wine stuff, Brennivin is an Icelandic spirit. It's its own thing. It's not a wine. It's not a vodka, etc. Um, it's its own spirit, and it's made out of a lot of like herbal stuff. So it has like licorice and other stuff. I'm sure it's written on the bottle somewhere, but licorice is like kind of the main deal.
And we
And
feel
it's
like that would taste good.
oh, I've had it. I've had it before. It's quite yummy. It
Mm,
is quite yummy. Have you ever had drambuie?
no.
Oh,
No.
I feel like an uncultured swine compared to you all.
What's
Teach
that
me
mean?
all the things.
well, drambuie is Scotch. It's just Scotch. It's Scotch, but it has floral notes to it. Like it has floral additives to it. Um, so like Brennivin is to we'll call it vodka rum as drambuie is to Scotch.
Hmm, okay.
Yeah.
I've never had a drambuie. I typically I was much more like a I'm going to find something to go along with particular liqueurs that I
Mm.
liked. And actually, if we bring back mint, mint is so delightful when you do it with some Grand Marnier and something
Mm.
to
Mm.
just like usually a mild like I would do some uh, Grand Marnier, some mint, and then a bit of either soda water or you know ginger ale, something like that, just to offset some of the alcohol. But
Mm-hmm.
I love orange liqueurs. That's
But you guys are talking more things that are like brown liquors. And brown liquors, Rihanna has told us, get you in trouble every time.
I don't listen to billionaires.
Brennivin is clear if we're going like that, but yeah. Um,
I have blacked out many times in my life, so that is advice that was well warranted that I chose to ignore in some college fraternity years.
See, it's not the blacking out I worry about. It's the friskiness where I'm like, oh, I'm
Hmm.
gonna wake up with regrets.
See,
I
I
thought you
have
were gonna
a
say
I have
someone's
a
name.
voice for radio, meaning that was never an issue for me.
Oh, it's so rough out here with brown liquor. Wake up just terribly regretting my life choices.
I lost a choir job
Oh god.
thanks to brown liquor one night.
You
Ooh.
tell.
It was a Saturday evening, and it was a
Ooh.
combination of things.
It was a cool and dreary night.
No, it was
Uh,
there was an opera production at
uh,
my undergraduate university that had just ended, so people were kind of crazy the weekend following, and it was a Saturday night house party that was a real rager. I got to that party late because I worked all throughout college. I was a busboy at a local restaurant, finished that shift, went there having not really eaten anything, kind of ate some snacks at
Oh.
the party, and they were playing Tour de Franzia for a while. That part I handled just fine. Um, they were having people slap the bag and chug wine for as long as they could. The record was somewhere in the 30-second mark. I beat that by a full minute and then continued my night. I had
Oh.
a tall Collins glass of scotch, and that was where I went wrong for the night.
ooh.
I don't know what I was thinking, but I slept completely through my call time for choir the following day, and did
Ooh,
not
no,
wake up
no
until
kidding.
like did not wake up and able to like process things and do things until probably like 4 p.m. And at that point, my then choir director had decided like, well, I got no explanation for where the fuck John was. Wasn't a soloist today, but wasn't in the choir, so we're just not gonna continue having this relationship, and that was fair. So we all have our brown liquor Well, I mean, I acknowledged a drinking problem, and I no longer have it.
This is why I stick to
Congratulations.
gin.
It's just called getting older.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
We
I can't think of any time that like I got so epically blasted that it affected like a job or a relationship or something in
Yeah.
that profound of a way. Um,
I
but
can't say it's really affected me all
I
that
think this
much. I
whole
mean, I've
like,
made poor choices, but it hasn't
oh yeah,
affected a job.
I think this whole like brown liquor is bad is a little silly. Because there are like, it's just it depends on how much you drink. If you have, two
To be
shots
clear,
of
I did say
whiskey.
that in jest as a whole doctor.
yes,
I know that like
Oh, okay, all right.
alcohol is
Well,
alcohol.
you're not the only person to have said that, like in my life, in like just in general.
yeah.
There's just a lot of people that are like, I only drink vodka. I'm like, okay, well that's nice, but if you have 8 shots of vodka and I have 3 shots of whiskey, like that, you're still drinking way more than I am.
Well, hold on, guys. I actually had a question for Jasmine on the topic of health and alcohol. There was a recent, pretty wide ranging study that just came out that asserts yes, any amount of alcohol is a huge risk profile for a wide variety of cancers. Not as huge as a lot of other things, but it increases the risk pretty substantially compared to non drinkers. Is this something that you're aware of or have seen as of
So
yet?
this is something that I am aware of, right? Like alcohol fundamentally is a
Mhm.
poison, right? You
Yes.
are ingesting a toxin, you're choosing to do so. She says as she slips a glass of wine.
Right.
Um, but there are shades of gray to this. Like, do I believe, they used to say, like, oh, if you have a glass of red wine, it's heart healthy for you. Do I believe that? No, no. There's no benefit to this for you. It is that you
I
feel
think
good, but
someone
it is a
skewed a p
toxin that
value on
makes you
that
feel
one.
good. Yeah. And are you likely to live longer without any sort of complication if you drink no alcohol? Maybe, but also quite frankly, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Like,
Hmm.
I have family members who have dementia and shit in their 90s. Like, is it really
Yes.
worth me living to 90 if it's not a good quality? Like, I'm gonna have my glass of wine and I'm gonna live my life. And like, maybe I could have avoided the 2% increased chance in my likelihood of cancer by not doing that. But also, if you live long enough, right, your telomeres get shorter, your cell
Hmm.
repair gets less effective, you are going to get some sort of cancer by de facto you living long enough. And if
Hmm.
I'm really doing my job correctly, everybody lives longer. So y'all get cancer. Drink your
I
wine.
like
It's true.
I like those stories like where you meet, Jane and she's 105 years old and they're like, "What do you do every day?" And I drink 7 Dr. Peppers and, I eat a pound of ground beef and I go to sleep at 8 o'clock. And then the headline is, great great grandmother drinks 7 Dr. Peppers a day and that's why she lived to 102. And I always find those stories to be hilarious, but also just very, very silly at the same time. And it tells me that like whatever, like whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. It doesn't like, yes, if you drink 900 glasses of wine every day, then yeah, you're gonna get sicker quicker. And if you don't, then you'll
But
probably
it's
live
also,
longer.
there's
But at the
almost
same time, like
anything that you could
exactly
do in
right,
excess that's going to hurt you. If I have
right.
excess milk every day, I'm going to get an anemia. If I have excess matcha lattes, the same thing that will happen. If I have excess fruit, I will develop diabetes. Like, there's no winning. You
Exactly.
just have to decide to live.
And like, take it from my great grandma who lived to like 98. She, like, toward the end of it, all of her friends were dead. Her husband was dead. She was the only one left. She was a sweetheart and we visited her all the time. But toward the end, she was like, all right, like, what am I still doing here? I'm ready to
Yeah.
go. Like, get me out of here. Like, I feel like at a certain point, like, you've
Mhm.
lived your life, right? Like,
Yeah.
so I don't know if I'd want to live that long.
I also
Exactly.
I also enjoy the stories of women who have lived to like 99, 102, whatever, and they say, "What's your secret?" And like, I divorced my husband 70 years ago, and I loved it every minute. And like, yep,
Yeah.
yeah, that makes sense.
That being said, I do wish that Betty White had made it to 100.
Yes,
Oof,
agreed.
yes.
That does
Yeah.
hurt my heart to know that she was a week shy or whatever
Yeah.
it was. It's like,
Yeah.
so close.
I was in the post office the
she
other day,
was
and
a comedian. She
Yeah.
has to have thought that was pretty funny, though.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fair.
She
Yeah,
probably at least took it with the right attitude.
right.
yeah.
Honestly, I
Or
really want to
yeah.
be like her. I feel like in my
Oh,
60s, when I retire
yes.
from like medicine, I'm going to start
Mhm.
auditioning for comedy roles just so I can be the funny old
Yes.
grandma. Like, that would
Mm.
be so
Oh my
great.
God.
That's the
Mhm.
legacy I want to
Yeah.
die with.
Oh man, that
Awesome.
would be cool. I could see you doing that, Jasmine.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
It'd be great.
That'd be cool. Let's make that happen. This is your start right here. This podcast in 2025. This was your entry into media and film and TV as we know it. You
I
can
agree
credit
to
this
do it.
podcast.
Skylar's going to film it. It's going to be great.
There we
Cool.
go.
Hell yeah.
Can I hold on, guys? May I pitch some things that are perhaps, now that we are a podcast that is putting out episodes that
Woo.
are timely and in the world?
Mhm.
As of this recording on September 9th, I would like to let people know your local farmers market would love to have you. And at least for me regionally, an interesting thing I learned from going to my farmers market was that the pawpaw tree, uh, the fruit is edible and is very similar to like a cross between a banana and a mango. I got to try a new fruit for the first time. It is only in its season of ripeness and harvesting for a roughly 2 week period. You get to learn about things like this in your local area by going to farmers markets and letting people who are real residents who've lived there all their lives tell you about their experiences. So if I can plug one thing tonight, it's that.
Is this gonna be like a Bob Barker thing where each episode we plug something new?
I
Just
don't
like
know.
every
And
episode of the local
That
co-op
seems
and
like a
yeah,
lot of work, but
okay.
I'll,
Maybe
I'll
good
just
idea.
go
Also,
generally.
if
for
you
now
guys
it'll be the
come,
farmers
month.
market.
if you guys come to visit me in Oregon, we can do our own mussel foraging.
Ooh.
What?
Ooh.
Their own what?
Hold on, guys. What is
Mussels,
muscle
like
Oh,
foraging?
muscle. Okay, all right.
mussels,
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
MUSSELS,
yeah.
like the seafood. Yeah, so they
Yeah, I
grow
was
like
like, I could just go to
abundantly.
the gym here. Why do I have to go to Oregon to do that?
Don't you guys also have like the goy ducks or whatever they're called? Like
Gooey
the
ducks.
uui
Yeah.
ducks. That's what they are.
Yeah,
Like
Yep.
yeah, they do. They do.
I'm sorry. What are the ooey ducks?
Like, oh god, how do you explain? They're like really long clams.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good description.
How do you? Yeah, yeah. You just
Okay.
They're a
just look
little.
it up.
Just Google
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I don't really know how to
Pacific
say it in a
geoduck.
family-friendly way.
Yeah. But it says like, AI says the pawpaw tree tastes like a blend of banana, mango, and pineapple. John, would you agree?
Yeah. Closest thing I've had in terms of a flavor profile is probably jackfruit, if you've ever had that.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
It is not. It is softer and creamier than that, though.
Oh,
You
good.
kind of scoop it out of.
Ooh.
So you cut it in half. You take out the rather large seeds, which are not really anything. I suppose, if you ate enough of them, it would be bad for you. But they're not used for anything. They're not tasty.
Yeah.
But the actual fruit that's left in there, sort of like an avocado shell around it, you scoop it out, and it's delightful. And I imagine there's probably some incredible person in my area who could make a pie out of that.
There we go. That sounds delicious.
I have 2 pawpaw fruits that I'm going to have tonight after the show.
Are you gonna put them with mint?
No, I don't think so. Probably not. I don't. The only fresh herb I have right now is cilantro.
Gotcha. Well, hold on, guys. I hear the teapot going, and I'm gonna get it real quick.